So, as I said before, one of the most important things is to recognize that there are multiple tools available to us as educators. So, if you take a look in my Mississippi Digital Learning page, I have a couple of things I just want to walk through with you very quickly. First and foremost, if you are looking for the Mississippi Technology website or you've never visited the website, I absolutely encourage you to do so. You can click on this little blue link right here, and it will bring you to the Mississippi Connects. Now, here's why this is so important. If you come over here to digital learning resources, you will be able to find a lot of different things available to educators. And some of these things I already have linked to my site. Other things I do encourage you go click around. Look for it. You can also see here you can request professional development. So there's a lot available to us. You just kind of have to know where to look for it. So this link will bring you directly to it. The other thing is, I found three clear things on that website that I feel like would be helpful, whether you're trying to incorporate a new strategy, a new tool, or maybe you just need a little bit more information about what is being required of you when it comes to incorporating technology. So, the first thing you'll see right over here, it's a 52-page instructional guide, which sounds overwhelming, but let me show you why I incorporated it. I think this is fabulous. This to me says a teacher was on the committee who helped put it together. If we were to scroll through and we get to the bottom, what we see is that Mississippi is looking for five major components. Basically, they want to create students who are digital citizens. They want our standard aligned tools and content. They want to see active learning, formative assessments and feedback, and then all students to have accessibility. So how do we do that? This is where this document comes into play that I think it's so fabulous, is there are basically different elements and different phases. So if we scroll down somewhere midway through, you'll notice they have broken down each segment. So when it comes to digital citizenship, there are four phases, and they very clearly show you for element one, this is what they want you to do. Here's what phase one looks like, two, three, and four. And what you should see as an educator, this is beautifully done. And my favorite part, not only do they take you through each element and each phase, this piece right here, there's one for every single segment, and they call it a quick win. And so here's my problem. A lot of times when it comes to incorporating standards, we're already following common core career readiness standards. So to have another set of standards put on us can be really overwhelming. So this is a very simple way for us to be able to incorporate the ISTE standards and the Mississippi standards. So having a classroom content, having anchor charts, having troubleshooting video tips. How many times do we get stuck on digital tools? So if we're going to ask our students to use these tools, let's help them out. And so it takes you through for each of the five stages. I absolutely encourage you to look through it, or at least look at these quick wins. They are really something powerful. To me, this tells me that an educator was definitely part of putting together this instructional guide. The second thing you see right here in the middle, this is a digital tool, another fabulous piece. What it basically does is it's put together by the state of Mississippi, Mississippi Department of Education. And what they've basically done is created a scoring guide, and it will go through, and before you implement a digital tool, before you try something new in your classroom, a new program, a new app, go through and just look at some of these questions and give yourself a score. Now, here's the interesting part. There's no minimal score. There's nothing that needs to be passed in order to be able to use it in your classroom. You have a lot of autonomy, but you want to make sure that whatever you're incorporating into your lesson and into your classroom, that it's a strong or even a superior piece of technology. So this rubric is intended to help us see, are the students able to create something? Is this something that technology allows them to do that maybe your traditional textbook or lecture would not? So we want to make sure, kind of going back to all of these different models and different ways to put together strong lessons, well, that begins with us really making sure that the technology is centered around the student and the student need. The final thing I want to show you right here is this digital lesson plan. These are some key questions and guiding questions that teachers can use as they're starting to develop their lessons. It's kind of similar to what we looked at a minute ago, but basically it goes through and it will ask us to determine what is the purpose for this tool.